How do we make this better? How do we improve our relationship with the community? How do we build that trust back? Those conversations have to happen.
As the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy has those conversations with recruits, some officers are taking up that torch while on the job. Officers Dejan Love and Jacob Spann know they are in a special position, being young black men who wear a badge.
Jody, it shapes everything as far as how they approach their work and their interactions with not only citizens, but their fellow officers. Here's more from our conversation. We know there are a lot of parents of young black men having important conversations with them about what to do if you encounter a police officer. Did your parents have that conversation with you when you were growing up?
Yeah, I've had those conversations, but also it was a part of how I was raised. You know, just treat your elders with respect. Yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. That was how I was raised. So, and also just to stay out of trouble. I think there's conversations for sure. Put your hands on the steering wheel, do whatever the cop asks. To avoid things going in a direction they shouldn't go. Because also I think it drills into the kids that if in fact they encounter a police officer, they have something to go off of. And I think sometimes maybe those people didn't know how to respond. Maybe they didn't have those conversations. And then maybe fear set in and then things went a different way.
Fear. You just said the word fear.
Yeah.
How dangerous is it when the person being pulled over is afraid and the person approaching the car is afraid?
Yeah.
So there are, I'd say, a lot more people now that I feel have that kind of fear. You can see they've got their hands up on the steering wheel, but it's kind of shaky, it's a little quivery, they're grabbing their stuff, they're always verbally just kind of stating what they're going to do next. They're kind of taking all these extra steps to make sure that everything's going to be okay for them. And on those stops, I understand where it's coming from. It's an important thing to do. I get whoever taught them that is probably parents. Just they're making sure their kids get home safe. That's what everyone wants at the end of the day. But a lot of the time, it's some of that fear just kind of can hinder really what could be a good interaction with someone. Yeah. Where it could be a traffic stop where they're walking away with just a warning, and so it's a great opportunity to make this just a nice positive contact. But you've kind of got to let their guard down just a little bit because they're so nervous or fearful. Be like, hey, just take a second, relax. Sometimes I'll tell them straight up, it's just a warning. As long as everything comes back fine, it's just a warning. You can relax, and you can see that their whole behavior, their shoulders will drop. They'll stop shaking. They're like, it's fine, it's whatever. They're perfectly fine. So there's definitely that fear, but it takes a little bit more time to get them to calm down so they can turn into that positive interaction instead of being so fearful.
How do you want people to act when you approach their car?
Respectful, but like it doesn't have to be so formal. I mean, we're all people. We're all unique. We all have conversations. I mean, I try to find something to talk about in the car. If they've got some decal on the back of their car or license plate, like, oh, you're a Steelers fan or a Bengals fan, like you can joke around with it a little bit. We're all humans. We're all people, regardless that we're doing a job and they're having a traffic stop. There's no reason we can't have a regular conversation in between. There's still work to be done, but there's definitely room for conversations.
I'd like to speak for every cop when I say this, but I think, we want to find a resolution very fast and in the most easy way we can. We don't want things to go south. And we try and humanize every interaction we can. That's what we want to do first. If we can get that person to see through the vest and see that we're human just like them, things are much easier. Well, like I said, I wish I could speak for every other cop, but obviously, I can't do that.
And we have these examples.
We have examples that show otherwise or make people believe otherwise. But I think my goal is to just try and humanize the conversation so we can really see eye to eye and just understand that, it's just about getting through this little hiccup that we're dealing with so we can get on with our lives. Try and just make everything that we're wearing disappear for them and not let them see just this shadow of badge, vest, all the other things. And that's where that fear comes in, and we try to eliminate that by just having those normal conversations.
What does success look like? What's progress on these issues look like a year, 5 years, 10 years from now?
I think it just takes time. I feel like things are moving in a good direction.
Coming to kind of just this understanding, or at least where people feel comfortable enough to ask why without it kind of being emotionally charged, like, why did this happen? It should be just more of this accepted thing to just have these conversations. I don't think it's something that has to always be, I don't know, just a private sit-down room or anything like that. It's
Decency.
Hey, what do you think about this? Yeah. And it's just an open thing.
But until you open your mind to someone that doesn't look like you, doesn't sound like you, didn't grow up like you, you'll stay stuck. Who's ever watching this, if you do see a cop, try and have that interaction with them, and you may gain something from it. So, because we seek that, we truly do. We seek that. We have a job to do, but we also want people to know that we're human on the other side of this vest.
How do you feel about the fact your chief is actively recruiting more people who look like you to do this job?
It's encouraging, it's inspiring, because you want to be the example. I think I speak for all of us when I say that, like, why not us? Why not us? And we're definitely going to put our best foot forward, and for those who follow, they are in good hands.
We always hire good people regardless of what they look like, and that's of course the most important thing. But if you just happen to be that minority hire, you just have this other tool that a lot of the other officers can't ever train for or
But
go to a
can learn
class
from.
for, but can still learn from. Yes.
You can't just ask for all of these changes if you're not contributing. And I feel like it's going to take everybody, both sides, whatever sides there may be. Because whenever there's sides, you're not moving anywhere. Within those protesters and those people that want urgent change, when people see me trying to redo what they have ingrained in their brains from what they've seen, I think that is my percent of trying to help make change. Everyone needs to take it upon themselves to find something that's going to help change, and not just saying it, but actually doing something.
Right there, we touched on the effort to recruit more African-American officers. The chief there in West Des Moines, Chris Scott, told me he's built a relationship with a predominantly black Southern university and their criminal justice program. He anticipates reaping the benefits of that. Jody, these officers want to be clear. They've got total faith in their white colleagues there in West Des Moines and the thoughtful culture they've built for policing.
Yeah, and we encourage you to have these same conversations in your own community. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.